So you have a business idea and you want to turn it into a reality. Now, part of that will be your online presence, a website, how you interact with your customers via the web. In this video, I'm going to show you how you go from idea to a polished website with everything you need, including connectors and analytics. To go from an idea to a live site, I'm going to use Rocket. I'd like to thank Rocket for sponsoring this video. Now, I would like to launch my new tech consultancy website. Don't worry, it's just a demo. I'm actually 100% focused here on Gary Explains. I want the site to include details of who I am, my experience, how I can help, and even a way to contact me and book a consultancy with me and pay online. Okay, so here I am on the Rocket website. Now I'm going to build this inside of a project so the website, prompts, edits, versions, and publishing flow stay organized in one place. Go here to projects, create new project. I'm going to call it Gary Tech. Okay, that's my tech consultancy project. Now Rocket can build mobile apps, web apps, and dashboards, but I'm going to stay focused on just a website, and I start with a plain language prompt. So the prompt is build a consultancy website for Gary Sims that helps his clients contact him and book consultations. Include a homepage, hero section, contact form, consultation booking. Make it mobile responsive, SEO friendly, and optimized for clarity, trust, and conversion. Here is some information about Gary Sims and his qualifications, experience, and I'm basically going to cut and paste a text CV into here. Okay, so there's a list of, all I've done, my jobs and my books that I've published and so on. Okay, so we just go ahead and submit that. Okay, it's done now. The website looks great, but I'm not only interested in checking if it looks nice, I'm checking whether a real visitor would understand what I have to offer and know what to do next. And I think they definitely can with this layout. Okay, let's see what else it has built. There's an about page here. We can click on that. It tells you who I am. There's some text in here about me, some nice keywords, kind of a timeline here for my career. It's built all of this for me from that prompt that I gave it. Portfolio, that seems interesting. Open source product, Piccolo Basic, of course. Piccolo OS, Ocean 2, my encryption algorithm. So that's great. It's got some stuff here about my technical writing, the book that I got published. So it's built an entire website, not just a single page, an entire website based on that information that I gave it. Now, of course, I may want to change things. I can do visual edits. For example, let's just change this paragraph here. So I go up to Edit, Visual Edits, and then I click inside of here, and I'm going to say Embedded Systems, and I'm just going to say here, Arduino and Pico, just as a little thing to add in there. So I've made that change directly on the website. I can just type it in, but I can do much more than that. I can type in here telling the AI what I want to change. In fact, it's got some built-in commands. For example, if you type slash, and there's a whole menu comes up here, but let's just type in theme. Okay, so look here, I can add dark light theme. So I'll add a toggle to add dark or light theme to the website, and I can just tell it to do that. So it's got a whole bunch of built-in things. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so it's gone ahead and implemented that. Look up here, I've got this little icon with a moon for the dark theme. Look, I can go to the light theme. I can say whatever the system is set to, and that's now built into the website just using that command because it understands these kind of requests. Another command I can look for is SEO. Look, generate an SEO report. So we'll get to do that. Okay, it's gone ahead and created that report, and it's telling me a score, and it's giving me some ideas about what I could do to improve the SEO. And of course, once you have a website, you have it live, then having that SEO tuned to perfection is of course very important. As with all editing, the ability to roll back to a previous version is essential. To do that, I can label a known version. Look at what has changed and roll back if necessary. Now here under one of the changes, I can say create label, and I can put here before Arduino mention. Okay, and that goes ahead and makes that one. And at any point, I can roll back to that version, and it tells me I can go back to that version. So if you don't like something that's happening, you can always go back, and there's even an ability to do a difference of what the changes are. And as you can see here, look on this one, it just says Arduino and Pico, which is that change I just made. So you've got full ability to go to any version along the way in this development journey. Now, two important aspects for my consultancy website is the contact form and the ability to book and pay for consultation. Now, we see these are already plumbed in here. I've got this book consultation button appears in several places, prominent places. I've got contact here. I can type in and people can get in contact with me. Now, I need to add Stripe payments so that my clients can book and pay for some consultancy. And that's really easy to do. So I go back down to the little chat box here. I type in / for a command, and let's just type in Stripe, and it will find, look, add Stripe payments. So we go ahead and we add that in. Now I need a Stripe account myself, which I've already got. So I just click connect here, and that allows me to type in the secret key and the publishable key that I will use with Stripe. Okay, I've put those in from the Stripe website. And I also need to connect it up to a database so that all this stuff actually gets recorded and the database is used for this consultation. So I'll got a Supabase account as well. I'll just add in that. Okay, so that's all configured and Rocket carries on doing its thing. Okay, so that's all integrated. So I'm going to go book a consultation. Up comes the form and I fill in some details. Okay, once I filled in the details, I click on continue to payment. And I've got to put in my address because I'm making a payment here. Okay, put in my address and now continue to payment. Up comes the payment form and I can type in my card number and everything else and then click pay and the payment will be processed for me. Okay, now once your site is ready, you'll want to publish it. For testing purposes, you can use a free subdomain from Rocket. Then once you're happy to publish the site publicly, you can tell Rocket the domain name or purchase a new one from Rocket and then change DNS accordingly. So I'm going to publish to a free staging name hosted by Rocket. So what you do is you go over to here, launch. Okay, and what you're going to do, I'm in staging, yes, hosted by Rocket, click next. Your staging environment is live on the following URL, so we can just copy that now and we can actually run it in a web browser. And here is the website in all of its glory on that URL for the staging area. Now, after launch, analytics help you see how many visitors you've had, page views, duration, bounce rate, traffic source, and so on. So you can keep improving the website based on what visitors actually do. To get to that, you go to the ... here, analytics, and that will bring up the analytics. And of course, I've only just published that on the staging one, and you can see my visit there. But look here, there's all these data will become available as people actually start to use the website. As you've seen, I was able to take my idea and turn it into a polished website. Along the way, I was able to use commands, do visual editing, change the theme, connect to the important services in the background, and even publish the site. And after publication, I've got access to things like analytics and SEO reports so that I can continue to grow and improve the site. Now, if you've got an idea, you can turn it into a reality using Rocket. Use the link in the description to start building today.